Hello, YouTube! I am Pinstar, and this is Transport Fever 2, Episode 2. So, in our last episode, we got ourselves our sister cities hooked up, linked up both by bus lines and passenger train, so that they can start sharing people. Fujezziville, and I also decided to, since I didn't want to reuse the Ville ending, I decided to rename Shonaville to Shonafield. I've also put in city names for all of my other name-in-game patrons: Larissaburg, Port Airty, South Zafira, New Jetstream City, West Espen. Did I miss one over here? No, I did not. And then North Nolimage and Thiboten. So those are the cities that make up our world here. They will eventually be incorporated into our little transport network. Now then, and I have other name-in-game patrons that I will be naming lines and things for. Right, so now I promised you in the last episode we need to tackle some, how do we say, we got to tackle some goodies. We got to tackle some cargo, as it were. Now, there's a couple of different things. I was scoping out the map before, finding some things here, and I noticed some interesting bits here. Fujezziville here wants again the tools and the fuel. We have fuel nearby, but we also have a tool factory nearby. And I don't know if you guys have noticed, but this map is kind of lousy with forests. Like there's like 11 billion forests here. That's just how the map randomizer decided to roll with it, and that's fine by me. The problem is that for tools we need boards, planks, as it were. So the raw wood needs to get processed. So I was looking around for a place to process them, and they're kind of scattered in the four corners. Like there's one all the way down here. There's one here, and I think there's like one tucked in a corner way up there. So not terribly convenient, but doable though. We're at a point in the game where we can outlay a lot of money on a fairly expansive and fairly risky line that, if said risk is done properly, will pay off and give us access to a good that should be difficult to produce, but actually will not be too much of a problem. So I have made the executive decision that we are going to go for tools. Not only does Fujezziville and Shonafield demand tools, but right across the pond here, Larissaburg also wants tools. And with a little bit of a seaport here, we could get that going. But that's later game. So first things first, we need to find a way to get our logs cut. Now I did notice one thing down here. We have this sawmill here. I guess it kept the old names here. This should be the West Espen sawmill, and it's on the sea. It's like very close to the water, and this logging camp is also very close to the water. So this says sea lane to me. So let's get a boat. I like me some boats. I want a boat. Let's do a boat. So what we're going to do is we're going to get a port race, sorry, not a passenger harbor, a cargo harbor. Very important distinction. And then we're going to get a cargo harbor, let's say right about here. That should be good. Now we're going to draw a little bit of a road here to the back of our cargo harbor here, so that the connection kind of makes itself. Because if we click on our harbor here, see how the sawmill is highlighted in white? That means it's within the catchment area. So basically, any goods that are brought to the West Espen halt will get teleported to the sawmill and vice versa. So that's perfect. Over here, we could probably get away with a road, but I'm going to do a little something else here. I'm going to get a railroad here, and we're going to do a cargo terminus station here. And I think what we're going to do here, yeah, see how there's a little road hooking up to our seaport? That's kind of what we're looking for here. And then what we're going to do is get ourselves a country road. It'll take us home, and we'll draw it right to there. And that's going to hook up to both the seaport and our railroad, so that the this is in that catchment. This is in this catchment area, and then essentially whatever's in this catchment area is in this catchment area, so it's fine. It works fine. But let's get our boats going first. So we need a shipyard. Shipyard up here is fine. Just whatever's the most inexpensive as far as like land manipulation goes. There's no reason to put this somewhere where we have to move a lot of land. Perfect, right there. Excellent. All right, now let's get ourselves a new line here. We're going to go from here, West Espen South, to West Espen Halt. And we are going to call this the Boyd Lumber Barge. All right, so what we're going to do, we'll get ourselves a vehicle. So we've got this thing, which is basically only per passengers. This one holds pretty much everything, and then this one only holds the liquidy things. But we'll go with this one since it can hold wood. Now they are expensive. This whole operation that I'm going to be setting up here ain't gonna be cheap, to say the least. But it's got a 20x loading speed. Ships load and unload really quickly. That's one of the benefits for them. And you don't have to build any track for them. They float on the water. You just need the end ports. That being said, they are kind of expensive to run. But they're in the water, so their emissions probably aren't going to bother anybody. At least not for another 150 years or so. Right then, so let's buy one. And you're going to be the Boyd Lumber Barge. Off you go, my friend. Now, oh yeah, one other thing, just to make sure we're being efficient about this, we want you to wait there until you're full of wood. So we should be seeing lumber appearing here, yep, almost instantly. Excellent. So that's going to start doing its thing. Now here's my thought. So we want the wood to be picked up here, duh, and then brought down here. The sawmill will then turn it into planks. We now want those planks to be brought back here. And we can do that on the backswing of the ship's return trip. Why are you going to halt first, man? Go to West Espen South. That's more efficient, man. Anyway, so the planks will be brought back here, or rather, they would be if we could attract them. See, one thing that a lot of newer players will get frustrated with is sometimes they'll set up something and they'll wonder why their industry isn't letting them pick up some goods here. Right now, like, this wood is spawning because we have a line set up and filled with a vehicle that is going to a direct consumer. It sees the light at the end of the tunnel. It says, aha, there's someone at the end of this line that's gonna be buying and using the wood. Therefore, I'm more than happy to start unloading all of my wood production onto this transportation dock here. Now that the reverse is not true. We drop this wood out here, it gets turned into planks. If we look back at this specific hub, at this connection right here, there's nothing here that demands planks. The forest doesn't want planks. There's nothing else here that demands planks. So the sawmill won't even spit out the planks at all. The trick is that you need to set up a line and populate it and put a vehicle on it to show, okay, yeah, you're dropping it off here, but then it's going to get picked up here and brought somewhere that does demand the planks. So you got to sort of show a good faith. So we're going to do just that. We're going to have to probably be taking out copious amounts of loans here. And here's the thing about the loans, at least on medium difficulty. I can't speak for hard difficulty or easy. But we start out with $5 million in cash, but that's not our cash. It actually starts out as a $5 million loan. So we start out with 0 cash and we're just $5 million in the hole to begin with. You can go all the way up to $10 million in the hole before the bank cuts you off. So with that in mind, we need to start turning good profits before we cap out at $10 million in the hole. And then slowly hope to claw our way back out. Right then, so let's get our... now up here, what I'm going to want to do is... I want to get a train station here, but I want like a passing train station. This little corridor is a little too narrow with this. I'm going to put it on the other side of the tool factory. Yeah, cargo... yeah, you know what? We could put you, like, right here. Like, right there should be good. It's a little extra distance. I know I could probably put it down here at the tip, but that's okay. And then what I'll probably do here, because we're eventually going to use trucks to take the completed tools into Fujeziville, let's get our truck depot right going here, and we'll try to hook it up. Actually, we can do our hookup, yeah, right here. That's got that sorted, like right there. And then we just get ourselves a little country road, hook you up here, and now this whole area is in the catchment of the tool area. Perfect! So now, whatever gets brought here will be brought to or from the tool area. So if we can hook up this line down here, now all of a sudden the sawmill sees that. The sawmill says, hey, if I give you my planks if I put my planks on this boat and that boat brings it here, those planks can go onto a line that does demand them. And so that's how we can get our access to those planks. We actually have to draw the line and populate it, even though we'd rather, them just build up a bunch of planks so we could, start the production chain a little bit more efficiently. But that's not the way it's going to work here. So let's see here. Oh yeah, tracks. So we're going to start this off with just a singleton line. We'll expand it later on. Once we get things established and the goods are starting to flow, we'll expand it. Yeah, we don't want to run over any fields. That's no bueno. We don't want to hit the mountains there. I'm gonna buzz by this forest. We're not going to do anything with it, but I'm long-term planning here. Let's imagine that we start using so much wood that this forest can't keep up. Our trains are going to be coming back along the way, and if we need to get more wood down to our sawmill, we could pick up additional wood here. It's not worth it. The forest put out quite a bit individually, so we're not going to need to do that right now. But just logistics, thinking about the future, Alright, so there we go, across that road. Beautiful. Okay, now, I think what we'll do, I'm going to put the tram here, I mean, this is just going to be a little side offshoot for the moment. But it helps us... There we go. And that actually will give it a little extra time to go through the motions and what have you. All right, so let's see here. All right, let's get our new line going here, because we do have to define these track lines from you to you. And for West Espen, we want you to wait there till you're full, because this is a long trip. I don't want you to make that in vain. And then obviously you're going to be coming back empty. Now we do need to get a train involved here, and that means we're going to need to take out a loan. Several loans. You take them out 500k a pop. Alright, so now what we want to do is we want to... well, we only have the one engine to pick from, so we're going to add one of those. And then for cargo, the flat car with side stakes is what holds these. It can hold both logs and planks. Obviously, planks are our number one thing here. So let's start adding these. Oops, I didn't mean to modify flat car with side stakes. There we go, that's better. All right. Flat car with side stakes. So we want to look at the performance here. Obviously, we want it to be able to go top speed on flat surfaces, but we also want to make sure that it's able to reach that in a reasonable time. So if we do one more, see, now in 64 seconds. That's actually still not too bad. What does one more do? 74 seconds. Still not too bad. We can keep going here. 85 seconds. I mean, it's gonna slow it down, but that gives us all that more capacity. 49. That's not too shabby. 96 seconds. All right, I think at this point things are starting to get a little bit silly. And that's expensive. That's really expensive. So, but it's going to be useful. And we might not have to do too much with the that line. We might be able to have this one train do all the heavy lifting here. I hope that didn't just make it go away. We're going to be borrowing. Basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to borrow to our limit, spend what we need, and then pay back what we don't. Okay, good. We're here. Bam. 8 cars. This is a beast of a train. Line 1. Oh right, I never renamed this one. We'll call this one. Let's see, the Cameron Lumber Long Haul. This one's going to be probably making us a lot of money once we get this up and running. Now, a single. Let's go ahead and set this to train 1 to go here. So a single one of these can hold 56 planks. Now, that's a lot of planks. A single one of our barges here can hold 70 logs, but this takes 2 logs to make 1 plank, so we're only going to get 35 a pop. meaning that we're probably going to need 2 ships to keep this thing cranking out properly. So we are going to buy another Wilhelm here and put you on the Boyd lumber barge line, and also make sure you're going the right direction. And you'll sit there and just vacuum up the wood, and once you're full, you'll leave there. And then between the 2 of them, we should be in good shape. Oh yeah, the other one for the Cameron long haul, unlimited wait time. I want you to sit there until you get that, because I don't want you leaving. And yeah, you're going to the wrong place again. Go west, east, then south, please. Alright, so 2.7, we'll pay it back. Actually, what we'll do is I'm going to put a little Pioneer line here. So basically, once our tool factory gets that, they need to know, hey, there's actually a market for the tools, so please deposit the tools into the station once you create the tools. So we're going to do, oh right, that reminds me. Oh yeah, one other thing, I rerouted all the things to be one-ways. I did some off-screen testing, and one-ways are better, so I did that. Just for better passenger coverage and what have you. Anyway, what we do need here is a truck drop-off here. So this is basically like a passenger stop, but for trucks. And it can only unload cargo, which is fine. And we obviously want to put this in the... Actually, it looks like the commercial district is the one that wants the tools. So right here should be pretty good. That should do nicely. Right then. So, New Jerseyville annex to lease truck. Perfect. I'm not going to use a name and game patron for truck lines, but what I am going to do is just build and assign a single truck to it. Well, a horse-drawn carriage here. Actually, just to keep the naming convention to the tool delivery. There we go. Now our line in on paper is complete. The sawmill now knows that there's a waiting buyer for the planks, and the tool shop now knows there's a waiting buyer for the tools. So we should get the goods given back to us at every stage of the refinement here. Let's repay that loan. We'll add more things on there, but for the time being, we don't need interest nibbling at our face. All right, see, look, we got planks. They deposited the wood. The lumber mill is slowly churning through it. Obviously, this ship is not going to be able to pick up that because they'd have to wait for it. But the second ship should catch some good plankage on the backswing. Like I said, there's going to be a little bit of a delay here while we build up our planks, but then it should be smooth sailing for our trains. Otherwise, here, yeah, we're probably going to go a bit into the hole here as we wait for our lines to fire up. But again, I think we're going to be in good shape once everything pays off here. So yeah, you just did that. What are you? Yeah, so you're full up of 35 planks here. Is there a refinement that I could do on the Boyd lumber barge? Load if available, full load any, full load all. Yeah, load if available. Yeah, we don't want to load that. We just want to load the planks. Yeah, I'll leave it on there. They'll carry a full load if they need it. Alright, so you just dropped that off, and you're loading that up. So our train now has, came from here, because these two are linked, went on to the lumber train here. But now we've got 35 of 35 lumber. And 35 of 35. Yeah, it works out. It actually kind of works out perfectly, because 70 is what gets dropped off and 35 is exactly what's available. So after 2 of these, this thing will be ready to rock and roll. And then we can always either add more trains or add more cars or add more boats to the whole equation to get this whole thing working more efficiently. Because this is going to load up the rest of the cars, and then he's going to be on his merry way. Not to mention, we're getting paid every time these boats land here. We just got a whole chunk of money there. And we're going to get paid every time we deliver this up here. So every leg of the trip is ka-ching, ka-ching for us. And not to mention, you get paid based on the distance. So this long haul trip here is actually going to pay us more. They don't pay you based on the value of the cargo. They pay you based on the distance traveled. So this beast right here, 56 of 56. This thing is going to come up here, and then we're gonna have ourselves a very, very busy plant here. So busy that, you know what, it might be worth our while to get a road depot up here. Since this is kind of turning into our main area, I'm not going to keep cheaping out on that. I'll put it away from here just in case. That's good. And then from here, I can just very quickly determine how many trucks I want to add. Alright, yep, plenty more of these. And again, I might add more trains to this over time. Because, I mean, this is a long line here. And a single train, no matter how well loaded, might not be able to handle the load here properly. Might not be able to, bring us enough stuff. But I have a feeling we're going to get one epic payoff once this line of 56 pulls into the station here. Because that's going to be kind of crazy. And actually, look, perfect timing. Our road vehicle here is just about to come in. Like I said, I'm going to be spawning a whole bunch more. But $617,000. That, my friends, is what we call a payoff. Holy crap! That was a lot of money. Not to mention now, this thing is just filled to the brim with planks and is already starting to churn and burn. And it says, "Oh, you want to deliver that to Fujezziville? Well, there are buyers in Fujezziville. Please, let me just drop this off at your tool delivery." And now we can complete the journey here and start providing Fujezziville with tools. Cool, huh? Since we got this bursto of money here, we can do a few more things with this. Yeah, that thing is slowly... It takes it a while to get up to speed with that many cars. But because this is such a long line, that's actually not a bad thing. Alright, so we got this horse-drawn carriage here. You're going to pick up 4 of those. Let's do 3 more for the moment. Oops. Horse-drawn carriage. Oops. 3 more, please. And you're all going to the tool delivery, please. And I mean, this thing, it's still digesting this. Now, a little word on leveling up your industries here. So, see how we have this level up here? Right now, this tool factory can only churn out 100 units of tools a month. which is still quite a bit. But if we can get the production over 100 in a month, if we ship over 100 in a month, and we successfully transport enough of those, if all three of these bars get to this, it will start to level up. And we do that just by, treating its cargo well. We pick it up, we bring it to a destination that wants it, and then just go from there. How are we doing here? Ooh, looks like you could use a little reinforcements. Local and local 3 could use one more each. And since we've got a closer thing here, let's reinforce you. So you go to Fujezziville local, and you go to Fujezziville local 3. And again, I might get another army of trucks there. Yeah, look at that, $5,000. Did we just get $5,000 for delivering 4 tools? Boom! The payoffs continue. So it's not enough just to get that 600K payoff for bringing all the wood here. Now we get little 5K ticks every time we drop this off. And the real reason we're going through all this trouble, besides the money, is this. Look at this. Remember how we went through all that trouble to do passenger service, and we increased this from 10% to 20% because it sees Schonefield as the sister city. Well, we've just given it 9 tools, and we're already getting another 20% bonus here. And as we deliver more and more of a percent of that demand, that percent is just going to keep getting higher and higher, and the city is going to grow like a weed. But we're not done making Fujezziville freakishly huge here. We can do even more. In our next episode, we're going to try to get the other industry going for them, the fuel. Because look over here, we've got oil, we've got an oil refinery, and we've got a fuel refinery. We can make Fujezziville go absolutely nuts with growth. So if you guys like this episode and you want to see more like it, go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and leave me a comment, good, bad, or indifferent. Your feedback's always welcome. So until next time, this has been Pinstar signing out. See ya!